Hi, how are you doing? I hope you're well. My name is Ruth Waithira of the Soul Clinic, and at the Soul Clinic is where we fix your pain, we help you feel good so that you can live a whole life. Our main aim and mission is to ensure that you are living your best life, is to ensure that you are living in purpose, is to ensure that you are transcending above all difficult or painful life experiences that you have been through, is to ensure that you are processing your emotional baggage well, or the things that stand in the way of you and success, or things that stand in the way of you and your best version. And today there's something that I want to talk about very briefly. If you've been following me, or if this is the first time for you, I love to talk so much about relationships, because I know relationships form a very core aspect of life. And if you find yourself in a bad relationship, then that relationship can really hinder your growth. It can hinder your progress. If you find yourself in a good relationship with somebody who is nurturing and supportive of your dreams, then you are able to go so far. So that is why I love to talk about relationships, so that you can see what you need to do to get yourself in a relationship that supports the version of you that you want to become. If you find yourself in a bad relationship, or a relationship that is not functional, one that is introducing negative energy into your space, it can actually hinder your pursuance of your dreams and purpose. And it will also force you to live a very authentic life. Because sometimes when we are trying to cope with the painful and difficult emotions that come along with a dysfunctional relationship, we really have to get out of character, or even like disconnect from ourselves in order for us to survive. So today I want to focus on 3 things that you can do if you have realized that the relationship you're in is not functional, or the relationship that you're in is not serving the goals and the aims that you had for a relationship. There are 3 things that you need to do so that you find yourself unstuck, so that you unstuck yourself and you are able to break free, or you are able to make decisions that are supportive of the version of you that you want to become. And one of those things is stop projecting. Stop projecting your good personality traits on another person, because this is what really confuses many people. And all of us will not allow ourselves to see someone for who they are. Someone is showing you all the red flags. They are showing you that their kind of personality is not healthy. The kind of personality that they present is not supportive of you, but you refuse to do that. And in its place, you project your good personality traits to that person, such that you start imagining that they are kind. You start imagining that they are this. You start justifying the reason as to why they are treating you the way they are treating you. You start looking for reasons as to why, they could be saying the kind of things they are saying to you and about you. And you are not able to see their character for what it is. So projecting is one of the things that we really do sometimes in toxic relationships, because we are also trying to survive. We are trying to make sense of whatever it is that could be happening here. So we find ourselves projecting a lot. So someone is showing you character A, but in your mind, in your head, and because you're also so deeply in love with this person, you choose to see character B. You know that at the very core, you are a good person. So you're not able to understand how somebody can be so harsh, how somebody can be so rude, how somebody can be so inhuman, how somebody can treat you like they don't care. So what do? You start to project those good things, and you start to see a goodness in the other person that actually does not exist. And the more you keep projecting those good attributes of yours to another person, the more you remain stuck in that relationship, the more it's going to be painful. It's like digging the pit deeper. So one of the things you need to do if you really want to break free and get unstuck is to stop projecting. Allow yourself to see this person for who they are. Allow the truth of who they are to wash over you. And I know it's difficult sometimes to accept the truth of what you're being shown, but allow it. Now, you also need to address your internal belief patterns and your internal thought patterns and how you view yourself, so that you're able to understand why is it that you would choose to project your good traits on another person, other than for you to see them for who they are and be able to make decisions that are supportive of you. Because what could also be happening is that you could be having an abandonment issues, abandonment trauma, abandonment wounds. So you don't want to see the truth, because seeing the truth of what this relationship is may force you to make difficult decisions, and you don't want to make difficult decisions. Maybe your way of resolving conflicts is also avoidant, so you'd rather avoid. You better bury your head in the sand other than face the truth for what it is. The second thing you need to stop doing is stop personalizing. The things that this person is saying or doing are not a definition of who you are. They are actually a reflection of who this person is from within. So don't personalize the things. Don't take them to heart, the things that they are saying. Stop asking them or asking yourself, how can you say this about me? Because you know very well you are A, B, C, D, and then they are saying you are X, Y, Z. So stop personalizing and putting those things to heart, because those things are a reflection of the person. We normally say, the Bible tells us that out of the overflow of the heart, the mouth speaks. So the things that this person is, because they are also projecting, he or she is also projecting their bad personality on you. So also stop picking up their bad personality and making it yourself. Don't make it yours, because you are trying to take on a personality that is difficult to carry. They are saying nasty things to you and you're finding them hard, because what you're trying to do is to also take on the projection that they are projecting onto you, and that is where you are struggling. So the moment you see them saying things that are out of character with who you are, don't put them to heart. Don't personalize them. Look at it like whatever it is you're saying, whatever it is that you're doing is actually a reflection of who you are. It's got nothing to do with who I am as a person. It's actually who you are. If they are projecting a lot of anger, if they are projecting a lot of negative energy, just know that within them is a lot of anger, is a lot of negative energy, is a lot of all the negative things that they are projecting to. They must be an angry person. These are people who have not addressed their trauma. They haven't processed their past pains. They haven't processed, the traumatic experience that maybe they have gone through. So it's got nothing to do with you. And it's being dulled to you because you are the person who is in that space at that moment. They would still treat another person the same way if another person was in your situation. So don't personalize it. Don't take it to heart. Don't, and I know sometimes this is easier said than done, because this is someone you love. This is a relationship you're hoping it will work. But the moment you are able to face the truth, that is when your healing starts. The more you resist the truth, the more this situation will persist, the more pain you will feel, the more heartache this situation will cause you. The third thing that you need to do is stop catastrophizing. It's not a catastrophe. I mean, the world will not end because this relationship is not working. You won't crumble. You won't die. Your world will not crumble because this relationship is not working, or because they don't appreciate your value. They don't see you for who they are. I know at this moment it feels like my world would crumble. Maybe if you made a decision to end that relationship, because there are some relationships that can't be salvaged. Truth be told, I like to say the same way we have diseases that are incurable, it's the same way we have relationships that cannot be cured. Why? Because there is no goodwill on the side of both parties. Goodwill is what keeps relationships going, because we have our own weaknesses, we have our own blemishes that we come with into relationships. But as long as each and the partners in the relationship are willing to retrospect, as long as they are willing to look at life from a different perspective, as long as they are willing to do what it needs to be done or what it takes to make this relationship work, then relationships can be salvaged. But as long as there lacks a goodwill from one partner, then it makes it very hard for this relationship to work. It makes it very difficult for this relationship to thrive. So stop catastrophizing. It's not the end of the world. I know it's going to be difficult. I know this may be the most challenging thing you need to do. But if you have observed patterns, you have observed this relationship over time, you have done everything you know how, you have tried everything you can, then it's time to make decisions that are supportive of the version of you that you want to become. But as long as you're catastrophizing it in your mind, you're feeling like the world would end, or like, I can't live with this without this person. My life can't be if she is not in it, if he is not in it. As long as that is the space that you are in, then you continue to get stuck and to remain stuck in that relationship. Because remember, I have told you that for you to survive toxic relationships, for you to survive abuse, for you to survive some of these dysfunctions, it requires that you do an overhaul. You need to do an overhaul of your thought patterns. You need to do an overhaul of your belief patterns. There are some belief patterns that are not supportive of you. There are some thoughts that are not supportive of you. And these are the things that you need to address if you are going to survive. So if you know someone who is in a relationship like this, a relationship that is easily killing them, a relationship that is killing their dreams, they are a shadow of their former self. You look at them and you're like, something is not happening here. So if you know someone who would benefit from this, kindly share this video with them. Let's share it. Let's spread the word around, because we want to see people healing. We want to see people living their best versions. And I know one of the ways in which our dreams are cut short, we are not able to live our best versions, is when we are in relationships that are not supportive of us. They are draining us. They are sucking life of us. They are not nurturing us. They are sabotaging us in many ways. So if you know someone who can benefit from this information, please share this video with them. And once again, this is Ruth Waithira of the Soul Clinic. And until next time, let's keep healing. Let's keep striving to become the better versions of us. Let's keep challenging our thoughts and our belief patterns, because it is only when we are challenging those thoughts and those belief patterns that we are actually able to grow and we are able to heal and move towards living an authentic life. See you next time.